Questions for Coach?
Before that, I like the old stat sheet better than the new one. And I was just looking down, even their defensive free throw percentage is a lot better than ours. So, it's hard to change that, but has anybody got?
If you were to make a list of the things that didn't go well last 2 games, it would have been the difference between winning and not winning, what would be the first thing on that list?
Well, not giving up second shot opportunities at really tough moments because it was game changing, particularly the Boston College game. Everybody can always say free throws in either game, but we've been average to good rebounding team. Our numbers look better than we really are, but I think giving up the second shot opportunities when we get a stop. I mean, BC, I think it was three times. You can always say don't turn it over on the inbounds pass or make a free throw, but those would be that would be the first thing that I would pick.
Coach, I'm just looking at the Florida State game and more towards the second half. It seemed like there was points in that game where I don't want to take it back to Saturday, but Cole had the ball and a lot of guys were kind of just waiting to see what he would do. Has there been any talk like that in practice this week, just about maybe movement or?
No, because we haven't practiced since that game, but there's been talk. I'm guessing here, I think today is practice 73. I've screamed move in practice and in games more than I have ever in my entire life, whether Cole was in the lineup or not. And everybody's making a big thing of that. Just think back to the end of the first overtime at Virginia Tech. Does anybody remember? No, I do. We shot a 30-foot shot at the shot clock was winding down, so we had nothing to do with Cole because it was Leakey was the point guard, and he ended up taking a third, maybe Jeremiah. But we ended up taking a 30-footer to the overtime. I mean, so yes, it's been something that we've talked about all year long and emphasized. You guys, if you can hear me, and I don't think you should try because it's usually senseless, but I screamed move during the course of the game. This year more than any game I've ever said in my entire life, but it's sort of the same question, same answer. It's not just one thing. It's we got to play better in about 23 different areas. If we do that, we'll have some good moments. We ran the ball for a couple of possessions against Florida State. Cole pitched it ahead. We get a couple of layups. Come down the middle, he makes a bounce pass. Andrew makes a layup, but then we stop running. Then we move, and then we don't move. So it's just it's what happens when you're not playing well. But seriously, go back and look. Everybody's got all this little snippet they're saying about Cole this or Cole that. But go back and look. I mean, we shot a 30-footer.
This Duke game is usually a celebration of some sort. Does it feel different now with where you guys stand?
It's a celebration I'm still alive, I guess. I don't know if my team will celebrate that. Well, Joel Berry's going to be here this week. We're going to retire his jersey or honor his jersey for being the MVP of the national championship team. And he was the MVP of the Final Four, most outstanding player. I can't remember what they call it. So that part will hopefully be a nice celebration for him and his family at halftime. But what we're doing, and I think every team that goes through tough times, I've just been very fortunate. I haven't had to do it very often. You just try to work every day and see if you can get better. Get a little better in one area, get a little better in another area, put your finger in the dike, and then try to find another place to put the other one too.
Well, do you expect Brandon Robinson to be out for some time with this particular?
He's still in a boot, still on crutches, so the answer is yes, but I don't know what, I'll use your words, I don't know what for some time would be, but they said 2 to 4 weeks, and so he's, I guess it's a week. Was it last Saturday? Yeah. Yeah, so it's just been a week.
How do you hope to contain the bigs, specifically Vernon Carey?
We just hopefully we'll be able to play defense a little early. I think that's the key, is that you can't wait until they've got the ball in the wing. He's posted you up 4 feet and then you decide to start playing defense. So we got to play defense early, get on the high side, and try to see if we can front him down lower, get him off the block like we try to do everybody. He may be I'd have to go back and think about who all we've played, because I just think about the other team as a whole scoring, but maybe the best slow post scorer that we've faced so far. I recruited him exceptionally hard. He can also shoot the facing jump shot, and he has good hands and can pass, so he's really, really a gifted player. Probably recruited him as hard as anybody ever recruited in the last several years.
You recruited Hurt a lot too. You made
Yeah.
a bunch of trips to Minnesota. Can you tell us about those two recruitments, Carey and Hurt? And
Well,
what
we
it was
thought
like
we
recruiting
had a chance, or we would have kept going. I mean, we recruited both of them for 3 years. Made a lot of trips to Florida, made a lot of trips to Minnesota. Two great young men, great families, people that you enjoy being with, unbelievable players. Matthew shoots balls well as anybody his size maybe I've ever seen. Vernon's a guy who just can do a little bit of everything. He's a good passer, shot blocker, rebounder, but he can really, really score. He can shoot facing. I've seen him make 3 threes in at least one or maybe even 2 different high school games, so he can do that. So it's they're not good memories, because at the end they chose to go somewhere else, but just great kids and great families.
What's that like, recruiting a guy in Minnesota for 3 years? I mean, I'm sure it happens all the time when you don't get them. Is that just part of the job, or
Well,
this
it's
is
part of the
deflating?
job, but I don't just do it flippantly. I try to give everything I have, so it hurts. You spend that much time. It's like I said, there's first thing a guy can tell you is yes, and the second best thing he can tell you is no, and do it early. If you finish second or third, it just means you spend a lot of time and a lot of money, and I thought we were very close with both of them, but they chose not to come here.
How much did Vernon play inside and back to the basket in high school?
A
Was he
lot.
mainly, okay.
Yeah, I mean, he'd kill people. Yeah, he would come down and shoot some threes trailing in secondary, but no, he's good.
Is there anything, Coach, that would characterize some of the second half scoring droughts that you guys have had? Is there any one area that you look at as this is what's causing?
Yeah, I mean, it's you don't have to study it a lot. I mean, when you're not shooting the ball in from outside, they gang up more on the inside. I mean, the game the other night, Jeremiah had a wide open 3 from the right corner, and the next possession, I think it was like the next possession down, Justin Pierce had one wide open from the other corner. And if they don't go in, they don't go guard them the next time either. So it's what I've always talked about, is trying to have great balance. And last year's club, the year before, I mean, we've been very fortunate almost every year we have had great balance. Last year we could really shoot it from the outside, but Garrison could score inside. Sterling scored inside before he got hurt. Luke could score inside. We were so good on the perimeter shooting that he gave more space and you could drive the ball to the basket. And when you're not shooting the ball in the basket, that makes it more difficult to score, because the lanes are clogged up and they surround, like Garrison, he's getting everybody's attention now. Earlier he didn't get everybody's attention, and his numbers were even better. But he's getting everybody's attention now, and it's more crowded in there. And BC game, which is 2 games ago, I think Steve and I talked about this. Armando and Garrison were 7 for 20 inside, and there was 1 shot from outside 8 feet. The rest of them were inside 4 feet, basically. So it's just a lot more crowded in there too.
What does he have to do, Garrison in particular, in response to that, to sort of get himself going the way he was maybe? I know volume is different, obviously, the number of shot attempts beyond that.
Well, the last game's the only game his shot numbers were down. I think he had 8. That's
2 for 8.
Yeah, that's the only game his shot numbers were down. But looking in the stats in the league, or national stats, Florida State's one of the best defensive teams in college basketball. They blocked 10 shots, so you sort of get a little gun shy in there as well. But to answer your question, what he has to do is he has to move more efficiently. He's got to be ready early and be ready to step in at the right time instead of stepping in early when the ball's not even in a position to be passed to you. So timing is part of it. And then the other part is they still have a right to play defense. And so just because he does everything better, I'm not saying if he does everything perfect. If he does everything perfectly, he's going to score, he's going to get shots. But if he does things better, a lot of times the other team still loads it up inside. But, again, until last game, I've been very comfortable with the number of shots he's taken. And, BC game, I think he had 16, B-Rob had 15, Cole had 13, I think that's what it was. And I was very comfortable with that, but I wasn't comfortable with the shots that he and Armando got against Florida State.
And with Cole coming back, you've obviously got a time, like you just said about time, moving at the right time. There's timing and cohesion and all these things that these guys didn't get to work on for 11 games. Is this as late in the season as you've had to deal with as far as bringing that guy, level of player back to fit all the pieces together?
You know, I'd have to really think, right off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody that's come back like that. Trying to think, but again, 2 games ago, Garrison was 3 for 15, 4 for 15, something like that. So the fact that Cole came back, I don't think can really be tied into that much. But it is getting your timing down. There's no question. It takes a while to get that set, and we had changed a few things while Cole was out, so now comes back, getting used to that. But it is. I mean, 2 games ago, last Saturday, he was 14 of 14 from the foul line, scored 26 points, was the defensive player of the game for us. So it's, you know, we did some good things in that game. But his last possession is what everybody thinks about at that point too.
I saw a crazy stat, Roy, that you guys are like 352nd in the country in transition efficiency, which is nuts for a Roy Williams team.
Yeah.
What do you attribute that to mostly?
I think if you look at all those stats, we're in the 300s in every offensive stat there is. I'm being serious. I mean, it's so I think one thing is our big guys aren't running nearly as much as we have in the past. The other night we had 2 fast break layups, and I thought, oh my gosh, you know, because this is what we always try to do. So getting the ball off the board and getting guys to run and then handling it, probably our assist-air ratio is as bad as it's ever been as well. Guys, you can look at a lot of things aren't very good, but no, I never thought I'd have a team that would be averaging 70 points a game. But I never thought I'd have a team that's shooting this and shooting that and shooting this and shooting that kind of thing too. But we're trying to get better. The kids are trying to do some things that'll help us, but so far it hasn't looked like we're getting better in too many areas. But yet, I'm serious. We had 2 fast break layups in the Florida State game. I was ecstatic, but we used to get 2 every 3 or 4 minutes.
Christian is someone who's had a couple of good games, the last 4 games. Specifically the Florida State game. What is he doing differently than earlier in the season?
Well, some of his shots are going in, but he took 3 bad ones and none of those went in, and he took 1 that did go in, and then he made a couple of backdoor layups for their pressure. I didn't think he played nearly as well as Florida State as he did against North Carolina State, for example, because you know, it's not just points, it's your shooting percentage. And North Carolina State, you made 2 big mid-range jumpers for us that I thought were as important as any other offensive things we had during the course of the game. One of the games of the last 4, I think he didn't score, but mid-range jump shots are going in more for him. He's not taking many of the outside, but I do think, did he make a 3 at Florida State? But it's defensively and turning the ball over is what hurt him during a stretch that I wasn't giving him as much time. And so if you don't turn it over and you're better defensively, you get more time. And I think that's probably helped him in the last couple of games more than anything else, or 3 of the last 4. I forget which game it was that he didn't score at all, but I think he's made some more of his mid-range jump shots. But it's just that there's a lot of guys that we count on to come in and do a good job off the bench, and sometimes they've done it well, sometimes they haven't.
BC was the game that didn't score.
Yeah, okay, so BC didn't score, but
Coach, you spoke pretty highly of Leaky last year, and then of course he got injured and missed a lot of time. What do you want from him more this year, especially now with Cole back and things that he can do better that you want to see from him?
well, his shot is not bad. He still needs to work, make it better, but I'd like to see him be more aggressive, taking the ball to the basket. And when he takes it to the basket, go up much stronger. You know, the state game right in front of him, I had to yell drive. And he drove, and I thought he was going to go up and try to dunk it. And he came back and shot it back over his head, sort of kind of thing, got fouled. But I'd like for him to be more aggressive, get to the board more, be more active on the defensive end, because I think he's got some skills, and when the clock starts running, when the light turns on, or whatever terminology you want to say, that I think that he really has a chance to be much, much better. But he's also a kid, he's just been hurt all year. I mean, all year, guys. I can't remember the last day when at the end of practice, when I say get everybody on the end line, I can't remember when he goes over there. He always goes to the bike, whether it's the stub turf toe or the ankle or whatever it is. He's just been, in his behalf, he hadn't played nearly as well as I expected him to play, but he hadn't been nearly as healthy either. I mean, he's just been hurt all year, but he's been out there, and he's shown some toughness there. But I'd like him to be more aggressive, like him to shoot the ball better, and I guess that's the best thing about your question, and just understanding how long he is. I mean, go to the boards more and do more things for us. We had a terrible box out game against Florida State. Terrible, one of the worst any team I've ever had, and he probably had the worst. He had probably the highest number of bad or no box outs of any player I've ever had. So.
Leaky missed the 2 regular season games against Duke last year, and you've got Brandon out now and Sterling out. You only have a couple guys that played in this game before. How do you communicate to them what the energy level's gonna be like, the atmosphere, because it's always so different? Or do you just kind of let them have to figure it out themselves once they get out there?
A little bit of the latter. I mean, I can say, they won't say, but you feel you've done it, you haven't experienced it, you don't know what I'm talking about. They've been, like Leakey's case, I didn't realize he didn't play in either one of the, so I know he played in the tournament.
In the tournament one.
Okay, yeah. But I didn't realize he didn't play in either one of the regulation games. That's the biggest thing for the Leakey answer, is that we just need him to have a long time period where he's healthy. That'd be the biggest improvement. But to answer your question, I'm not gonna talk about it a lot. Their teammates will talk about it, everybody else will talk about it, and we're just, again, I know it sounds corny, but it's the only way I know how to do things. We're just trying to get better in every phase of the game every day. And keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. Hopefully the clock won't run out in the year before we finally start playing better basketball.
Anybody else? All right, thank you.